Damon, I'm guessing, must have been incredibly impressive in 94 because, of course, Imola was a very difficult time for everybody. And Damon was integral in leading people forward. Is that a fair assessment of what he did?
Obviously, after the accident on Sunday, the car was impounded down at Imola, Ayrton's car, damaged car, and Damon's car got back on the Monday. I think the Monday was a bank holiday in England. The senior engineers all came in. We had the data from the data recording on board the car, Ayrton's car. Damon came in, and Damon was very involved in the analysis of the data because obviously for Damon, he wanted to know what had caused the accident. But once Damon had convinced himself that it wasn't the car that failed, which he did satisfactorily to his own satisfaction, Damon led the team forward. At Monaco, 2 weeks later, we were a one-car team. Our test driver, David Coulthard, came into the team for the next race, Barcelona, after Monaco. And Damon was, you've got to remember, he was up against a very, very capable Michael Schumacher, who had won the first 2 or 3 races. And Damon was integral in leading the team mentally out of the car as well as in the car. So Damon's personality was very strong in terms of leading the team out of a very difficult time. And through the circumstances were very complicated, with Michael being banned for a couple of races. But it ended up with us going to the last race of the year with 1 point or something between the two of them. So it was a very, very stressful season, obviously with the highest stress of all being the fact that Ayrton had been killed in one of our cars. So it was not an easy year at all. But for me, Damon's leadership of the team and his achievements on the track in 94 stand above his 96 championship year. Obviously, history will put him down as the 96 champion, but his achievements in 1994 were stunning, absolutely stunning.
Lovely words. Patrick, what about Adelaide then? Adelaide 94. How do you reflect on that?
I have the highest regard for Michael Schumacher. He was a stunning driver and a stunning person, and the people who operated with him and knew him as a person, which I didn't, still hold him in the highest regard. But you've got to remember that we had been through, actually it was afterwards with Jacques Villeneuve at Jerez in 97. But anybody who sees the film at what happened at Adelaide could see that Michael's car was damaged in a way that he must have known that it was undrivable. And he started going down the escape road that went straight on from the right-hand corner. And when he could see Damon, who by that time was probably 4 or 5 seconds behind him, he turned right and drove straight into the side of Damon's car. And anybody that knew anything about driving race cars knew that Michael deliberately took Damon out of that race. I don't think I felt totally aggrieved, because with the death of Ayrton Senna, with the fact that Michael was banned from driving for at least 2, maybe 3 races, all of which Damon won, I don't think I'd have felt totally happy with winning the championship in that year. But there's no doubt in my mind, and anybody who looks at the data and looks at the film would know exactly what Michael did. He turned right and drove right into the side of Damon's car, and Damon knew exactly what Michael had done. Meanwhile, Michael was an immensely competitive person. I think Jacques Villeneuve knew what Michael could do at Jerez in 1997. Meanwhile, I don't want to damage. Michael was the most stunning driver, brought any team that he drove for around him, the people in the team around him, was a massive competitor. But, you know, if you look at Michael parking his car at Monaco in whatever year it was,
2006, yeah.
Yeah, he was a fierce competitor, fierce competitor. And maybe that sporting side wasn't maybe quite as strong as many people would have liked it to be. But he was a fierce competitor, and I respect that